Hello and welcome to Conversations. This is an interview series that we do on-site, in person, and this time we are coming from Dubai, where we are at the IATA World Cargo Symposium. And with me in conversation today is Ashok Rajan. Ashok is the Chief Customer Officer at IBS Software. Ashok, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Reji. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
Ashok, you have a new designation, or you're
Yes,
being
I do.
promoted as a Chief Customer Officer. Let's start with your talking about your new role. What is the new role entails, and what are your additional responsibilities?
Yeah, it's a new world for me. I've spent almost 25 years in the world of cargo and freight and technology. Uh, my new role expands horizons. I'm now going to be responsible for customers across IBS's product space, including places like passenger services, loyalty, and beyond the airlines as well in the oil and gas, logistics, hospitality, cruise. So it's an interesting new world for me. But I think the practice remains the same, keeping the customer at the heart of whatever we do and making sure customers live a great digital life. I think that's what my mandate is. And it's an exciting new journey for me.
So you're going to divide a lot of your resources and time across different verticals. How much of time you will spend for cargo?
Cargo is my safe space. This is the place I enjoy coming to. This is where I have all my relationships as well. So I'm penciled my time into cargo because I expect cargo will continue to be in part of my responsibility. Little less time, but I hope to spend as much time with people like yourselves and the others in the cargo industry because that's where I think I enjoy the most as well.
Ashok, we wish you all the best in your new role, which you already have taken up. Okay, let's talk about in early 2023, IBS Software acquired Accenture Freight and Logistic Software, AFLS. Has the integration fully completed, and how well positioned are you in the cloud-based technology service provider for the freight industry, particularly for the air cargo industry?
So, the Accenture Freight and Logistics Software acquisition has gone really well. The teams have integrated absolutely wonderfully well. And the idea behind the Accenture acquisition was one, expanding our portfolio and customer base in the airspace with some very big logos coming in as part of that acquisition. But the bigger play there was that IBS is looking to being beyond an airport-to-airport solutions provider. Our attempt is to become a truly logistics solutions provider. And as part of that, we've made the acquisition into software that's going to give us a foray into the ocean market, for example. That will give us where we're trying to bring the synergies that are there across air and ocean together and really position this as a logistics software. We're making a lot of inroads into related verticals as well. So hopefully we can replicate what we've done in the airspace into a larger supply chain solution. So that's our intent, and we've made good progress there.
I believe that's like a big market opportunity for you because you already have customers on the air freight side. They also do have the ocean freight carriers. Approximately, what's the kind of market size that you're looking at?
The market size is an order of magnitude bigger than the airspace, but the opportunity in it is as well that I think from a digitalization index, ocean sort of lags behind where the airspace is. So the opportunity for us to make an impact in ocean is very, very large. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but I think it's been largely very traditional in how digital and equipments are put in place, how work practices are there, and that's a place I think we are very excited that I think we can really find opportunity to, and we are talking to carriers who have interest on both sides of the aisle as well, and a lot of the air carriers are also asking us saying, does this help us go multimodal?
Yeah.
And what's the platform and that can enable us? So this is exciting new territory for us.
Yeah, I see that there is a lot of opportunity because we have seen it in the recent past. because of the Red Sea crisis, ocean freight moving into air freight moving into ocean. Some of the significant players in the Middle East region have a kind of well integrated multimodal logistics service. So I think technology is going to play a critical role there.
Yeah, technology is going to be the backbone that's going to enable the divide between these two to be bridged. Given that it's boxes moving on a different mode, while there have traditionally been the airway bill being different, the way bill being different, parcels moving but underlying the whole concept of how space is sold, how operations is managed, you find large amounts of similarity.
Yep.
And that's where we're hoping we can enable businesses on both sides to find opportunities on the other side.
Ashok, take us through some of your recent rollout of iCargo platforms to your airline customers. MSC was a new cargo carrier that came into picture in 2022, and they've been doing well.
Yeah.
It's one of your customers, China Airlines, was rolled out early last year. So if you can give us an update in terms of the airlines, the rollout, and also the enhancement of your iCargo platforms.
So it's been pleasantly busy for us. The last year we saw a good set of new customers come on board and closer home to us. We had Sri Lankan go live on iCargo. I met Chaminda earlier today, and he was pretty happy with where we are. The big one for us has been the rollout at Delta. So we've now completed the rollout across 170 odd stations. Atlanta went live a couple of weeks back. We are in the process, actually, sort of today we're going live with Air India and New Zealand.
Yep.
So that's been one on getting a set of new customers on board. But I think there's also one of the reasons we were successful in this industry is that we refuse to stay static in terms of our investment. So we've invested heavily onto our platform. We throw close to 10 to 12% of our revenues back into the platform as an investment. What the other stream that's happening with existing customers is we are now moving all of our existing customers onto our latest platforms. So that's a big investment that's happening. We are having investments in what are called iPartner platforms. These are platforms that enable to bridge the divide between airlines and ground handlers, airlines and customers. So that's also finding a lot of uptake now. So a lot of it's a 50-50 world where we've spent 50% of our time getting new customers on board, and 50% of our time is in really uplifting our existing customers.
Ashok, you and me, we have been discussing digitalization of air cargo industry in the last 12 years that I have been covering in this industry. You've been part of it more than 25 years. We always said that, there's a general perception that air cargo industry goes for the low-hanging fruits-based airway, from paper to digital. I think there is much more to digitalization, digital transformation in the air cargo industry. Do you see that there is much more clarity and focus on how and what air cargo industry players want to achieve through technology platforms and make their business more commercially successful and profitable?
I was telling somebody at the conference facility yesterday. In the past, the digitalization stream in World Cargo Symposium used to be a half-a-day session in one of the smallest rooms here. In the last few years, the digitalization session is almost a day, and it always occupies the main plenary room, which is an indication, and it's usually a full room, which is an indication of the shift in mindset, at least. Where digitalization is really bubbled to top of people's decision-making thinking. So I think that's been the most important thing beyond the technology transformation is for mindset to say that this is important. And because earlier digital was a tool, now it's core business strategy. That shift in mindset is probably the biggest thing that will happen. And I've seen that almost we now run a lot of projects with customers around better sales mechanisms, better operational efficiency, all of this with a digital story and not necessarily the other way around. So I have seen a significant uptake in digital investments and digital thinking in the last 5 years, more than I've seen in the last, like you said, in the last decade or so.
No, we also have seen a kind of acceleration of digital or a spike in technology adoption because of certain external factors, because of
Right.
disruption that happens. We've seen it in during the pandemic. There's been like everybody wants to be like those who were ahead of the curve. They managed to kind of deal with the crisis much better. Uh, Now we are in a situation where the geopolitics, the evolving tariffs are driving urgency of for digital transformation in terms of the complex requirement of customs border. Uh, do you see a scenario where a lot of the air cargo freight industry players will look at really integrating technology solutions to deal with some of this?
It's true. I mean, I've also been talking to a lot of heads of cargo as well in the last few weeks, especially, and I think the a lot of people are burdened by, do they know enough? Do they know it enough in time? And that seems to be weighing on a lot of people, especially with regard to what's happening with tariffs and all of these things as well. And that is where we see technology could be the savior there, because everybody is trying to calculate in their minds to say, am I timing my things right? Am I selling this right? And that's where I think we see technology coming in as the right support tool for decision making in a very complex and fast changing environment. And with, whether it's come to pricing, whether it's come to service recovery, whether it's comes to saying what's the right capacity you have to deploy where, uh, tools are going to be especially, it will reduce stress of a lot of
Yeah.
decision makers at least. I see a lot of people stressed not about what's happening, but about themselves. Where do they know enough about to make the right decisions?
Yeah.
So I hope technology comes to the rescue of a lot of people's mental peace at least.
Ashok, as a technology service provider, as a technologist, what are the current technology trends that you are observing which will have a very strong impact on the air cargo process, perhaps may disrupt the way freight companies do business?
Yeah,
AI
yes, I
is
was going
one
to
thing
say that
that's being discussed.
it is very cliched, but then it is. I see AI will have probably the biggest technology impact that the air cargo industry has had. Because in the past also, despite coming from a technology background, some of these technologies get overhyped,
Yeah,
and we always had our own sort of misgivings about something like blockchain,
blockchain. Yeah,
because I always thought blockchain was a solution looking for a question.
yeah,
So everybody had to somehow find a way to fit blockchain in. But I think that's not the case with data now. And especially for an industry, like for example, we say air cargo sits on the ground for 60% of the time, right?
correct.
Which itself is a space where you can find optimization. So AI for an industry that has a lot of slack in it will be a big game changer. And we, for instance, IBS is investing heavily into. We have now our own dedicated AI center of excellence. All of our product lines have AI product capability built into it, around whether it's around pricing, whether it's around people deployment, all of these. So I see AI, or it comes to basic things around what you can do and what you can do on the floor, for example. So this, I think, if you leave everything out, AI will be a game changer, and everybody is investing into that. And I think we'll start to see short term results as well.
Ashok, finally, what insights are you picking up from here as you meet with your customers, friends, industry colleagues, from a technology solution provider?
I've been busy at my booth all day long, which itself is an indication that not about IBS. I'm seeing across our colleagues in other competition solutions as well. There is significant interest to keep software technology upgraded. Uh, we in an earlier world, we used to go and pitch to customers saying, "Here's the new thing. What do we do about it?" Now customers are coming and asking us, saying that this is a space we want to. Like for example, every person who's come to our booth said, "What are you guys doing in AI?" So I think technology as the vehicle for growth is a common theme, and this is exciting both for us as technology providers as well as for all of our customers as well.
Ashok, I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Reji. As always, a great pleasure speaking to you.